This is GRN, a granular plugin I built for making textures, glitches, and ambient sounds. Instead of explaining what granular synthesis is, I'm just going to show you what it does. Here's a basic pad. Pretty boring. GRN breaks this into tiny pieces called grains. Think of it like chopping audio into hundreds of fragments. Size controls how long each grain is. Small grains sound glitchy and metallic. Larger grains sound smoother and more recognizable. Density is how many grains play per second. Low density equals sparse. High density equals thick clouds of sound. Spray controls where grains are pulled from. GRN records the last 2 seconds of audio. When spray is at 0, grains read from the most recent audio. When you turn spray up, grains start pulling from random moments across those 2 seconds. This creates evolving textures that never repeat the same way twice. It's constantly reaching back in time and rearranging fragments. Pitch shifts all the grains up or down by semitones. Now, the plugin also has pitch jitter. That's random pitch variation per grain. When jitter's off, grains play at their original pitch or whatever you set with the pitch knob. But when you add jitter, each grain gets randomly shifted up or down. This creates movement, but it can sound pretty chaotic and atonal. This is where scale quantize comes in. Scale quantize forces those random pitch variations to snap to notes in a scale. In this case, C major. So instead of random dissonance, you get musical variation. The grains still scatter around in pitch, but they stay in key. You can change the root note and scale type, so it works with whatever key your track's in. This is especially useful on drums or percussion. You can add pitched musical grain clouds on top of rhythmic material. Real quick, density can sync to your DAW's tempo. So instead of free-running grains, they trigger on beat divisions. 1/4 notes, 1/8, 1/16, whatever you need. Now your grains stay locked to the beat. Reverse plays grains backwards. Good for reverse delay effects or making things sound more abstract. Up here are high-pass and low-pass filters. You can shape the frequency content before it hits the grain engine. So if you only want to granularize the highs, or just the lows, you can do that. The display shows you exactly what's being filtered. For example, filtering out the lows on drums means only the cymbals and hi-hats get the granular treatment. Let me show you a practical example. Here's a percussion loop. It's got this kind of turn signal click sound. It's rhythmic, but it's pretty boring on its own. I'm using the filter to affect the high end of the sound, and I have spread it 100% to get a full stereo signal, and I'm automating the mix knob to get this movement effect. One more example. I've got GRN on both the piano and the vocal here. The piano gets this shimmering, textured quality, and the vocal has this glitchy, stuttering effect that adds movement. That's the full walkthrough of GRN. Hope that helps you understand what it can do. Thanks for watching.